I'm moving on to my third whiskey of the evening. The first one was a peaty Irish blended whiskey. The second was the the Glenlivet 18. I frequently get those two mixed up because they're both Speysides and they're about equal in popularity, although one may be a little more popular than the other. One year it goes back to the other and back and forth, and so on. As my father would like to say, or he liked to say, forth and back, but he's been deceased now since almost 12 years, so he hasn't said forth and back in quite a long time. Tonight, or right now, I'm going to try a whiskey which has been done by just about everyone who tastes whiskey on YouTube. I'm a little late to the party. Yes, it's true, but I'm not in a rush to do anything, and I get to things when I get to them. People say, you should do this, you should do that, you should hurry, you should, no. I get to things when I get to them, and I've had this one for quite a while. I've had the whiskey since the 2nd of June, 2018. Now it is the 22nd of February, but you won't see this until about the 3rd week in March, thereabouts. Anyway, this is what it is. It is the Kilkerran 12. It probably looks quite familiar because a lot of people have shown this particular tube on YouTube. It's got a lot of dust on it. Got some dust on it. Here's the bottle. The Kilkerran 12. Now, I'm going to pour a dram first before I start reading the stuff on the tube and the stuff on the bottle. This is from Campbeltown, the same region that brought you Long Row and Glen Scotia and what are the other two? I should have this off the top of my head, but I must be becoming a senior or something because I'm getting forgetful. You know, the Campbeltown stuff, yeah, doesn't matter. I'll probably remember it as soon as I stop recording. There we go. That was a good pop. Kilkerran is made at the Glengyle Distillery, as I have heard so many people say so many times. And you've probably heard them too, so I'm not going to go through too many details besides what's on the tube and what's on the bottle. So, yeah, Kilkerran, Glengyle Distillery, Campbeltown, single malt Scotch whisky, distilled at Glengyle, product of Scotland, matured in oak. 46% alcohol by volume, aged 12 years. Kilkerran, Mitchell's Glengyle Ltd. are very proud of continuing and adding to the great Campbeltown distilling tradition, and the choice of name reflects that. Kilkerran is derived from the Gaelic Ceann Loch Kilkerran, which is the name of the original settlement where St. Kieran and his religious cell in Campbeltown now stands. Kilkerran is thought to be a suitable name for a new Campbeltown malt, since it was unusual for the old Campbeltown distilleries to be called after a glen, a custom more usually associated with the Speyside region. Non-chill filtered, no added coloring, Campbeltown And that Springbank is that other one, the same one that makes Long Row, and the one that's triple distilled and unpeated, and whose name now escapes me. It happens. It happens. Ask Ralphie. Hazelburn. Hazelburn, that's it. Okay. Ouch. On the bottle, it says here, oh, it says the same thing as on the box. 46% alcohol by volume. Recycle, don't get pregnant, and throw it away. That's what it says. International symbols. Oh. That is interesting right away. I'm getting something funky right away. It's a Campbeltown thing. It's a like peat. It's a lightly peated. Funky kind of Campbeltown thing. I was getting the same thing out of the Glen Scotia double cask, or was it double barrel or something? The Glen Scotia, the non-age statement Glen Scotia. And I'm really not that big a fan of the Campbeltown funk. Some people love it. Kind of covers up the other things. There's some fruit here. Can't tell what fruit it is. And there's some honey here too. But that fruit and honey are just kind of overlain by this funky Campbeltown thing. Let's see. What did I pay? Kilkerran 12. $112.09. 10 cents for the bottle deposits, bringing it up to $112.19. $5.60 goods and services tax. $11.21 liquor tax. Grand total out the door, $129. $130 for a 12-year-old. That's a lot for a 12-year-old. Of course, I had to go to the most expensive store in town to get it. Back then, last June. Now, or tonight, there was one bottle of this left. It was part of the premium spirits release. And there was one bottle left at the BC liquor store where I often go to buy whiskey. What did I buy? I bought a bottle of Rampur Indian whiskey, which was covered by my AdSense. So part of this channel is beginning to become self-sufficient, but we're a long way from being self-sufficient entirely. Yeah, there's a honey, there's a freshness. There are fruits, pineapples, apples, pears, that kind of thing. And then there's that almost creosote funk. And along with that, there's a bit of citrus, lemon, lime, that kind of thing. Let's taste it. It's nice. There is some peat involved here, or the funk, which is a bit like a peat. And it reminds me a little bit of Ledaig 10, although a little thinner. It's got a lot of finish, a lot of peaty creosote. And now the peatiness is gone and just kind of dry. I'm going to have to try that again. Once again, there's that funkiness, or almost peatedness. I'm just exploring the region of Campbeltown now. I've had some of those other Campbeltown whiskeys, like Springbank 15. I think I had a Springbank 10. I've never had the Springbank 12, and I haven't had anything older than the 15. And I thought it was all right. It was very good, but maybe it didn't quite live up to the hype. Because here I'm getting a bit of a creosotiness, a bit of a funk, you could call it. But it's not full-blown peat. It's like halfway between no peat and peat. It's at dunnage warehouses and all that other thing. And completely old-fashioned way of making whiskey. Everything is done by hand. Yeah. There's some orange. Mostly orange now. And lemon and lime are there, but not as strong as the orange. And that citrusness often comes along with peat. I'm going to add water to this because at 46% alcohol by volume, it can probably take a little bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. We almost did a Ralphie there. Put about 1/4 of a spoon in there. Oh, now with the addition of some water, I'm getting a lot more citrus. The citrus is practically jumping out of the glass at me. Lemon, lime. They're running down a little fast, but this is with the water in it already. Yeah, there's a lot more citrus, a lot less of the funk, but it's still there in the background. On the palate, citrus, orange, lemon, and lime. It's a bit of a spiciness. That could be part of the peatiness, the funk. I'm guessing though it's bourbon barrels that they used, ex-bourbon barrels, to age this stuff. Yeah, light peat and heavy citrus. A little bit of honey, a little bit of spice going on. This is all right. It's not my favorite, but I can see what people like about this. The finish is fading citrus. The citrus is still there, but it's fading, leaving some more of that Campbeltown funk. Some more of that not quite peatiness, some more of that not quite creosote, but it hangs on as a tingle in the finish. It's a little bit tarry, it's somewhat dry, and it coats the tongue, and it coats the mouth in an astringency. But you know, that finish fades off very slowly and gradually. Interesting whiskey. I imagine that this is going to get better even as it goes down. After it calms down a little bit and is a little less funky, I think I'm going to like that a lot. Well, before I go on ad nauseum, Slancheva.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.